guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be making this beautiful dress pattern. In my next video I'm going to be sewing it. I'm going to be doing the sewing. So the first thing I did was to mark a starting point on my pattern paper using 0.5, and the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my bust point, which is 10, and then from then I took 0.5 out to make armhole, and then I took 14 inches as my underbust and then 17 inches as my waist length. I also did that on this other side, and I'm going to rule it straight and label it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure my nipple point, that is nipple to nipple, and I'm going to put the exact measurement I get divided by 2 here. So I get 7 inches, so I divide it by 2, 3.5. So I'm going to rule it straight, and from my waist I'm going to take 0.5 left and right, and when I'm done I'm just going to rule it straight like that point. Remember, I'm stopping at my bust point, not getting to the armhole side. So the next thing I'm going to do, from this first 0.5, I'm going to rule it straight up to my shoulder line, and from there I'm going to mark 4 inches, and then I'm going to rule back to that bust point. So yeah, I'm just trying to make a princess seam or princess dart, like some people call it. This is just the basic princess dart design. This 4 inches, so that is my shoulder dart. So I'm going to close it up and then rule my shoulder line again. So gently close up like that. So on that line I'm going to put my shoulder width, but before that I'm going to put 8 inches. I want to bring out my shoulder slant, so I will use 5 and 3, so from 5 going to 3. So from there I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and then from that first 3 I'm going to root to that side. That is my shoulder slant. So from there I can now put my shoulder length. So whatever shoulder length you measure, you can put it there. So from there I'm going to divide my bust measurements by 4, and I'm going to add whatever it is here on the armhole line, and then I'm going to do that on the waist as well. Waist divided by 4, and then add it here. So at this point you can go ahead and add your seam allowance and do a measure from that shoulder line to my armhole line, and I'm going to divide it by 2. So some can just go ahead and use this to automatically bring out their armhole, which is still very good. But when I get the midpoint, I'll just come in by 3/4 of an inch and then bring out the slants like that, and then curve from inside. Let's follow along. You can also use your curve ruler. It doesn't mean that you must freehand it. So something like that. So for every princess dart, just make sure you get that division, like from your shoulder line to your armhole line, divided by 2, so that you'll be able to accurately get where your bust princess dart is going to stand. So on my under bust, I'm going to mark 0.5 to the left, 0.5 to the right, and when I'm done doing that, I'm just going to use my curve ruler to connect it down like this, down like that, and then I'm going to open up my curve ruler because I want to bring out this nice breast cut shape there. So I'm just going to open it up like this and then connect it. So when I'm done doing that, I'll go ahead and make my princess seam. This is just a basic princess seam. From that line that is divided in 2, you just go ahead and connect a line there. So when you sew your first princess seam, you'll be able to get if it's actually too loose at that area. You can take 0.5 inches in when you're making your next one, or you can actually sew a toil and then check if it's actually loose, if you have to take in 0.5 at that point. But if not, just go ahead, mark your neckline, which is 3 inches basic, and then that is it for the front side. So this is center front. You have to cut and fold, and I'm going to go ahead and work on my back. So the first thing I will do is put in my seam allowance for the zipper, which is 1 inches, and then I'm going to connect it straight up. And then the next thing I'm going to do is to put in my dart for the back. Still using that same 3.5. So that is it. 0.5 left and right, really straight, and then I'll go to my shoulder slant line. But before that, I'll just put in my measurements: waist divided by 4 here, bust divided by 4 as well, and then bring the curve out. So I work on my shoulder line using that 8 inches. Not forgetting the first 5, and then coming down by 1 inch. Connect the slant, put in my shoulder width or neck width. I don't know how some people can call it neck width, some can say shoulder width. So just bring in my slant there, connect it. So that is basically my armhole for the back. To check it, I can just put it my line like that, make sure it's straight up there, and then that's just all. So I'm going to put in my neck space for the back using 2.5 inches, just connecting it basically. And then I'm doing my zipper snatch there using 3/4 inch, and then connect it to my bust point line. Time to cut out. So when I'm done, I'm just going to go ahead and do my princess seam. So let's say I want to sew this dress that I showed the first time. I'm just going to go ahead and put my neck depth from for front and back, and that's just basically what I need. So let's say the princess seam is what I want to do, so I'll go ahead and make sure that I put it in correctly, and then my neck width can be up to that point. Though in that picture it really went down to like a bit up on your under burst, but if you don't want to expose much, just make it 9 inches or 9.5 inches. And then I'm going to go ahead a little bit on my neckline and roll it again. You might probably notice my voice, I'm fighting cold. So sorry about that. So I'll do the same at the back. I'm going to leave the width of that 2 inches I put at the back. I'm not going to touch it, just working on the neck space. So when I'm done doing that, I'll cut it out, check if my princess seams is fitting. I'll just check if it's okay by me. If it's not okay, I would redraw it, and I fit it a little bit odd, so I'll redraw it. So here it depends, like I said, if you finish your toil and you think you need to still remove 0.5 from that side, you can do that. Okay, so now it seems a little bit perfect, so I'll just go ahead and cut it out, and that is it for my pattern making. Cut out the neck as well. So in the next video I'm going to show you how I sew it, especially the sleeve part. I'm going to show you how I assemble all of it together, so that whenever you're making any princess seams, you just go ahead, use the basics, and then boom, you're on to different styles. I especially like V-neck. I don't know why. Maybe because of my body shape. I like v-neck a lot. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the sewing class. Bye. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, give a nice comment. Thank you.